Before switching to mouse and keyboard, you should watch this video. In this video, I'm going to show you guys the best ways to improve when you're switching from controller to mouse and keyboard. For whatever reason it may be, so let's say you got a new computer and you want to play on mouse and keyboard, or let's say you're a console player deciding to switch to a keyboard and mouse. That seems to be a common trend with the next generation consoles being able to handle 120 FPS. I see a lot of you guys playing on mouse and keyboard on console. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video. The first thing we're going to talk about is the equipment. Personally, I highly recommend getting a mechanical keyboard as well as a gaming mouse. You don't necessarily need to have the highest of highs in a keyboard and a mouse. Personally, what I would look for on a keyboard is a 60% form factor keyboard. A full-size keyboard will not do you any favors, so getting a 60% or maybe even just a TKL will definitely help you. And for the mouse, for beginners, I highly recommend getting a wired mouse. Some of the top tier wireless mice like the Glorious Model O Wireless or the Superlight go to around $80 to $100. Which is, in my opinion, a little bit overpriced if you're just starting out. For the keyboard, I'm going to recommend the RK61. Honestly, if you're going for a blue switch, brown switch, or red switch, RK61 is a decently fast keyboard for the price. This goes from around $30 to $40, which in my opinion is a good deal. For the mouse, I'm going to recommend the Razer Viper Mini. This also goes at around $30 to $40. It's a pretty small mouse, so if you have bigger hands, I'll recommend the Glorious Model O, which also goes at around $40 to $50. These are good budget options if you're just starting out or if you just made the switch and you're looking to get a good set of equipment. The next thing we're going to talk about is your keybinds. I'm pretty sure you guys are all aware that the ring finger, the middle finger, as well as your index finger will all be using WASD. So in order to get the best binds or the most optimal binds, you're gonna want to have to play around the settings. So my personal recommendations is if you get the Razer Viper Mini or if you get a good mouse, is to utilize both side mouse buttons on it. I highly recommend placing it on your wall as well as your stair. And then for miscellaneous stuff like the floor, the cone, I highly recommend playing around these buttons. These are X, C, V, and Shift. These are buttons that I highly recommend since they're relatively close to WASD. However, once again, I would like you guys to have complete optimal binds. So make sure to utilize both side mouse buttons if you do have them. Now for the editing button, I highly recommend either F, E, or Shift. I think F is a really good bind because your index finger is utilized. Shift is also a really good bind for editing, but that's up to you. Another impactful key bind is to have scroll wheel reset. To be able to do this, you just need to follow the steps on your screen right now. This will highly impact your editing capabilities. Technically, all you need to do is set the mouse wheel down or the mouse wheel up on the secondary binds on the edit, and then place mouse wheel down and mouse wheel up as well on the reset. Basically, all you need to do is scroll wheel to either down or up, and I will reset the build for you. This is honestly insane and I cannot recommend the scroll wheel reset any less. Next, we're going to talk about practice maps that you can use to improve at the game. I highly recommend Scavox's aim training map because this will help your aim. This will help you improve your mouse control, and honestly, it's really good. Make sure to set the right sensitivity for your mouse. You basically move your mouse to one side of the mouse pad all the way to the other side, and if you manage to do a full 360, you're good to go. For mechanics, I highly recommend Raider 464's Piece Control Map version 3. This will help you improve your building, your editing, and your aim as well. This is honestly impactful in so many ways, and I highly recommend you guys try this out. I usually spend 25 to 30 minutes here as a warm-up, but you can always just spend 25 to 30 minutes here to improve your mechanics. Afterwards, I'm going to recommend Panvil's Realistic PvP map. This will help you improve in chaotic situations. Not only that, but you're also going to be able to apply everything you learned on the aim training map as well as the piece control map. This will also help you get used to fighting, which is probably the hardest thing to improve on if you are just switching to mouse and keyboard. I hope you guys learned something from this video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Otherwise, that's it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.